guess we have to come closer, huh? Yeah, we do.
Let's put up, Novo.
Boot scootin' boogie. Boogie woogie. Guess we have to come closer, huh? Yeah, we do. I just saved y'all from the echo of doom. Okay, hold on. Let's get sorted here. Good morning, everyone. Okay. Just finishing setup.
Oh, sorry, did I sit on a dog? This is gross. You can keep that over there. No, it's gross. I don't want any part of it over here. Sun is playing peekaboo this morning with my eyeballs. Hi, Carter. How are you? Good morning, everyone. You know that moment when you overfilled your coffee and you have a hyphy dog sitting right next to you, so you pray that you don't burn yourself? Yeah, still hot. Okay. Hi, Corey. How are you? Just getting settled in this morning for Bhakti Bites. Yes, I needed a refresher, so I brought the sides down. It's really nice to feel my skin again. And to let my beasties out. Good morning, everyone. For those of you new here or just wondering who the hell I am, my name is Reverend Deborah. I am a movement facilitator, movement in breath, body, and being, and I am your shenanigan shaman. And I'm also the owner of MoveWithChange.com. Over at MoveWithChange.com, we are building an online platform, an online mindfulness community called the CAYA Sangha. CAYA stands for Come As You Are, because if you are doing any of this work of coming home to yourself, of rediscovering yourself, of uncovering your authenticity, of learning to love yourself, all of that shit, it gets messy. It gets confusing. Sometimes even it gets scary. It can get really wacky. And not all of us have a place that we can show up really just as we are in every moment. And that's where the CAYA Sangha is. That's what the CAYA Sangha is. Because for those of us who, when we start doing this work, go, holy shit, I can't relate to anybody anymore, or nobody can relate to me, right? Then we need to find our tribe. Then we need to find our people who are doing this work too, who speak the language, who know what we're talking about when we talk about ascension symptoms, right? Or shadow work, or mindfulness, or bringing mindfulness into the tiniest moments of every day, right? It's my new favorite saying. You don't drink your water for the day all in one sitting. So why would you treat your self-care the same way? Thinking that instead of doing one, even if you get it, right? How many times do we say, yeah, I'll get my self-care at the end of the day? You don't wait until the end of the day to then sit down and chug all of the water that you're supposed to drink. No, you sip it incrementally, little bit by bit by bit throughout the day. That is how self-care works. That is how building trust with yourself, learning to love yourself works. Because if you put aside learning to trust yourself and loving yourself throughout the entire day, then by the end of the day, you're going to be pissed off and feeling unloved and not not trusting yourself, and the day's going to be gone. So we need to learn to weave these things into our moment by moment reality. One of my favorite ways to do that is with mindfulness tools. If you guys would do me a favor, please, and share the live. TikTok has been shadow banning my content. So, in honor of all of that, of bringing mindfulness, bringing self-care into our moment-by-moment day, these are our Bhakti Bites classes. These Bhakti Bites classes, we practice a mindfulness tool that is accessible, that you can put in your pocket and keep with you and use throughout the day. So mudras have been the topic for months now because there are so many mudras. So the mudra that we are working with this week is called the Avahana Mudra. The Avahana Mudra is done by turning your palms out and bringing the sides of your hands together. Keeping your fingers spread, palms open. Bring the tip of your thumb to the base of your ring finger. Remember, no more than the weight of a nickel. So it's just a gentle connection here. Mudras work by redirecting the energy channels in the body. So if you are seeking a mudra and you can't quite get to that position, that's okay. I invite you to try some slight modification. So for this one, I do find it's a little bit much on the muscles here. It's supposed to be rested in the lap, and sometimes that can be a little bit much for me too. So here are two things that I do to adjust. I have some pretty good dexterity as well. So the things I do to adjust are, one, I'll lift my ring finger a little bit to meet my thumb. That tends to help a lot with the pressure in the muscles of my thumb. Then with my wrists, to release a little bit of extra tension in my wrists, I turn the hands in ever so slightly, and I don't drop them all the way to my lap. This position for me, I have neurogenic thoracic outlet syndrome, so this is too much for me. But again, honor where you are in the moment, modify for what you need. The intention of this mudra is to cultivate a deeper connection with our divinity. But not just with like our deity, so to speak, but with the essence of divinity that runs through all of us and through everything in creation. This is a grounding and centering mudra that strengthens that connection to that divinity, that opens us up to that divine truth that is available to us in all moments, that divine love that is available to us at all moments. So you want to keep the palms facing out. So don't bring your mudra up here. I know this is much more comfortable, but this mudra, literally, Avahana means invitation. So we want to keep the palms out. This is a surrender. This is an invite. This is a welcoming mudra, not a hold it here, create a fence around your neck mudra. And then again, I just hold it here because it's comfortable for me to do so. It's recommended that you hold the mudras for at least 5 minutes to get the full effect of the mudra. But again, if it's unavailable to you, hold it as long as you can. And then I suggest resting your hands palms up in your lap. So if you are at work right now, if you are driving in the car right now, if you are on a walk right now, if you are doing something other than in a meditative space, you can still join us for this meditation. It's going to be a brief one. And each session, we have Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday sessions. Each session, we go a little deeper into our practice. So on Monday, we simply sat with this mudra. Today, we are going to, this mudra specifically suggests using mantras along with it to enhance the benefit of the mudra. Because again, we are connecting to divinity. We're connecting to the common threads, the common truths of divinity. So feel free to, if you have a mudra a mantra that you feel called to use to a specific deity. Now remember, mantra doesn't have to be a Sanskrit saying. Your mantra can simply be, it can be something in English, it can be a song that you know, it can be a prayer that you know. Whatever the mantra is, this is something that is a brief statement that we can encapsulate, that we can use during this meditation. So in lieu of any other mantra that you already have, if you don't have one, you can simply Om. If you're uncomfortable oming, feel free to just hum. When you hum, same thing as when you Om, make sure you take a full deep breath in and use the exhale to hum or to Om or to state your mantra. So we're going to sit for about 5 minutes and we're going to bring this mudra. Go ahead and take your mudra, place the sides of your palms together, palms facing out, sides of your hands together, palms facing out. Bring your thumbs in to just barely touch, no more than the weight of a nickel, to the base of your ring finger, and then either hold this here or rest it in your lap if it's available to you. You can also use a pillow or a block or a something to prop up your mudra if that helps as well. Once you have your mudra, go ahead and close your eyes, and we will begin our practice with 3 deep breaths. Begin by inhaling through the nose, pulling the breath through the lungs and all the way into the belly. And let it go. Inhale again, lifting the heart and elongating the spine. And sigh it out. Inhale once more, expanding the ribcage in all directions, front, sides, and back. Hold at the top. And release. Now for just a moment, I invite you to follow the breath, inhaling all the way to the top and exhaling all the way to the bottom, allowing the breath to anchor you into the present moment, allowing it to sink you deeper and deeper into your practice. If your mind monkeys are busy this morning and trying to distract you with all manner of things, simply bring your attention back to the breath, gently, lovingly, without judgment, without shame, without guilt. We just return our attention again and again to the practice, to our intention. At the moment, our intention is only to follow the breath. When you are ready, you may stay here as long as you'd like, just following the breath, if this is enough of a meditation for you. If you would like to deepen your practice, I invite you to grab a mantra that works for you. Again, this can be anything from Sanskrit to English to prayer to song to affirmations if you'd like to as well. Or you can simply join me in an Om. We will repeat several rounds of the Om. Again, just Om is the resonant sound of the universe, so assists us in tuning in to that divine life force that flows through everything, which this mudra is also working to do as well. When you are ready, take a deep breath in. mantra. The longer you repeat your mantra, the more it will resonate within you. The longer you hold your mudra, the more it will resonate within you. These practices, these tools work to align our energy, our physical, mental, emotional bodies, so that we may expand out toward and experience the bliss body, the most expanded state of being. Sometimes when we are new to these practices, it can feel really intense to even just sit for those 5 minutes. So I invite you to be gentle with yourself. Offer yourself some grace, some compassion. And if you reach an edge that starts to feel uncomfortable, it's okay to pause. And I encourage you also not to be afraid of your edges either. You may find the edge in a place that feels unfamiliar. Remember, unfamiliar is not in and of itself a bad thing. To grow, to expand, we must move into states of being that are unfamiliar. Otherwise, we'd already be expanded. Otherwise, we'd already be evolved. You may simply return to the breath, or you may return to your mantra when it's available to you. Let's take 3 more rounds. Last one. Take a big, deep breath in and hold the top. Hold, imagining the breath swirling around your entire being, clearing out anything stuck, anything no longer serving you, anything you're ready to let go of, and release with the exhale. When you feel complete, I invite you to bring your hands together into prayer, or simply lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice. In gratitude for that divine prana, that life force that flows through everything in creation. Offer yourself a little gratitude for taking the time for self-care today. I'm so proud of you for taking just these 5 minutes. Can you believe it? All you needed was these 5 minutes. You can have more too if you want. And thank you so much for joining me. When you are ready to come out of meditation, please do so slowly. Offer yourself some stretches. Offer yourself some wiggles. Waiting to open your eyes only when you're really ready to come back to reality. There's always that bit of an Eminem song that plays in my head every time I come out of meditation that's like, whoop, there goes Rabbity's something back to reality. And Hello, eyeballs. My avocado onesie. Yes. I do have other onesies. Actually, I just put them in the wash recently. But, you know, Beto 7, the reality is that's how the mind works, right? That's how the mind monkeys work. Is that they kind of pull random information that somehow relates to the situation. How many times are you hanging out with a friend or doing something at work or whatever, and a song pops up and you're laughing? Of course, Corey. Thank you for being here, my friend. And a song pops up and you laugh about how it totally relates to the situation, right? The lyrics somehow relate to the situation. And you think, good job, brain. You made a connection. Congratulations. But if we pay attention to moments like that, I feel like we get a feeling for how immature the brain really is. Because it's like, yeah, you're right. That information totally related to this situation, but was it really helpful? Did it add anything to the moment? Sure, maybe. Maybe having my mental radio playing really does add things to the moment. But we can recognize how sometimes inconsequential the information that the brain pulls up really is. It's just our filing system, right? It is really good at what it does, which is keeping us safe. Or at least it thinks it does a really good job at keeping us safe. It wants to know it does a really good job at keeping us safe. Collecting information and accessing that information when it's necessary or when it's applicable, right? Our brain also makes 10 million shortcuts. Caitlin, it was an avocado, you guys. I don't have a turtle one. I need a turtle onesie, apparently. Or frog onesie. Eli Lynn, will you come let the kitten in? She's at the back door. Our brains seek novelty, but they are not the navigator, right? Hey, Nikki. You're hearing me double? You got me on echo? Our brains seek novelty, right? And our brains are self-confirming. So they seek to prove themselves correct. And in this process of seeking to prove ourselves correct, oftentimes our brain misses the additional information because it wants to be correct. It wants to be confirming. So it confirms the things it already knows and oftentimes puts away or puts aside the things that it considers not relevant. Or, hello in Spain. My son just the other day decided he wanted to go to Spain. That's his new place he wants to be. So we can't give the brain the keys to the vehicle. In fact, the brain itself is really more like the steering wheel, right? The brain is a tool for us to navigate through our lives. It's necessary. You need the brain to operate the rest of the vehicle. But ultimately, the brain is not the driver. It would be like letting the steering wheel drive the car instead of the driver drive the car. Who's the driver, you ask? That's the higher self, right? That's the higher self. That's the flow of divinity that comes through us. That is ultimately the one with the maps, right? Oh, well, thank you, thanks. Now, kitten, hello. So, again, today's a brief session. My son and I have some errands to run, but I wanted to leave you with this piece, and I wanted you to remember that today. Go through your day remembering that your mind is just the steering wheel. Yeah. It's just the steering wheel. In fact, it's part of the vehicle that gets you through life, right? But it is not the driver. It does not have the maps. It is not a skilled navigator. So ask yourself in those moments, in each moment that you remember. This is how I love mindfulness, honestly. It's because I just put a bookmark in my head and I say, okay, every time this thing comes up throughout the day, I'm going to remember this piece. I'm going to think about this piece. And it works half the time. Sometimes it doesn't at all. Sometimes it works swimmingly and we do it all day long. But when your brain pops up with something novel, a song, a memory, a random thing, when your brain does the random hello information thing, I invite you to just remind yourself, like, good job. It's like a little mind monkey pulling some random bit of information out of the library and saying like, ooh, this kind of sounds similar, right? The sky is blue. This is blue. And The point here is to experience the novelty of it. It's to experience the immaturity of it, the kind of silliness of it sometimes, the limitation, to recognize the limitation of the brain. And when the mind pulls up these little inconsequential things or amusingly related things, I invite you to then ask yourself, what does my higher self have to say? What does my higher self want me to remember in this moment? Galactic Overlord, that's why I made up the saying, the insanity of humanity is the reflection of the projection. Oh! The insanity of humanity is the reflection of the projection. Hot damn! I really like that. That's going on my board. That's going on my dry erase board. I really like that one. In Western society, actually, I mean, I think, I don't know, I can't speak for a lot of other cultures, right? But in Western society, we tend to rely on the brain as the foremost, as the foreman, as the manager of the whole project, as the navigator of our lives. And that responsibility is misappropriated, or not appropriated, misdirected, misgiven. So play with that today. Play with that today. And when those things come up, use this mudra. This mudra, again, is the Avahana Mudra. This is our mudra for the week, and this is our mudra. The Avahana Mudra is the mudra for connection, but the word Avahana means invitation. So it's done by placing the sides of your hands together, keeping your fingers extended, and bringing your thumbs in, the tips of your thumbs into the base of your ring finger. Keeping your palms out. It's suggested to rest it in your lap, but again, for me, this is a little bit much on my arms and shoulders, so I tend to find it really easy to hold it up here. And when you find those moments where your mind pops up with something inconsequential, something immature, something silly or whatnot, I invite you to take the connection mudra, the Avahana Mudra, and sit for a moment and ask your higher self, what is the important thing for me to pay attention to here, right? Kind of step above your brain, or use your brain, use that reminder, use that pop-up thought as a reminder to sit and check in with your higher self. And see what you receive. See what flows in today. Thank you for the heart. Thank you, guys. Absolutely, Carter. Welcome, welcome. So, I do, like I said, I have to go here today. We are live for Bhakti Bites Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 usually. And then Friday mornings we have Tiny Yoga from 10 to 11. And I'm doing some schedule changes, but for some reason the universe will not let me post a schedule to you guys yet, and I don't know what the problem is. I am working on upgrading my tech so that I can be live on multiple channels. TikTok is hiding my content, shadow banning my content. I guess it's nefarious to talk about mudras and mindfulness and how, you have the chakras. Yeah. Well, the self-healing. That's it. Activating the self-healing, the body's self-healing properties is probably a very dangerous thing to talk about. You're right. So, today's Wednesday. For those of you who are members of the CAYA Sangha, we have group coaching this evening at 4:30 Pacific time. It will be on a Zoom call. I will send out the email to everybody so that you guys all get that. If you would like to join the CAYA Sangha, again, the CAYA Sangha, CAYA, stands for Come As You Are. We practice radical inclusion, revolutionary kindness, because we believe your authenticity is the purest form of your divinity. It's the purest expression of who you are, of that divinity that flows through you. And ultimately, it's who you're meant to be. So we cultivate a safe space for you to show up just as you are, especially as you're learning to allow that divinity to shine completely, brightly, openly through you. If you are a subscriber here on TikTok, remember you get a free month to the CAYA Sangha. So let me know if you have any issues using that code. I can get you in there. If you would like a free month to the CAYA Sangha, subscribe here on TikTok. There will be, again, there's going to be some changes coming up. I need to make sure that I have a good work-life balance. And that is not the case at the moment. I am doing a great deal of stuff for free and working a lot of stuff in the background without making something equitable. So I'm going to have to do some shifting things, and I will let you guys know how those things go. Otherwise, you can always find replays on YouTube at Move With Change. If you have not already followed me on Move With Change on YouTube, if you have not already followed me on YouTube, please go do so. I'm trying to cultivate that channel so that I can offer more stuff on that channel. That way I'm not getting shadow manned here on TikTok. And I will also be expanding over to Kick and Twitch soon. All the cool kids apparently are over there. Who knows? You know, we gotta expand all the places. You'll never see me on Facebook though. If you see me on Facebook, it's not me. So I love you guys. Have a great day. Keep your mudra. Oh, YouTube is at Move With Change. My business name is Move With Change, so you can find me at Move With Change on, I'm at Move With Change on the socials that I'm on. So I'm on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I think I have one, but it Move W Change because somebody else had Move With Change. But I don't use all of those or the Instagram very often. So, yes, at Move With Change. That means my website is also movewithchange.com. My email is movewithchange@gmail.com, all of that stuff. If you guys have any questions about working directly with me, feel free to send me a message or joining the Sangha or where to find replays or what classes I'm doing when, any of that stuff. Please feel free to send me a message. If you would like to just enroll and work directly with me or join the CAYA Sangha, again, you can find that over at movewithchange.com. I hope you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. CAYA Sangha members, don't forget we have group coaching this evening at 4:30 Pacific time. If you would like to join us, go ahead and sign up for the CAYA Sangha so that you get that email. I usually send it out about an hour to 30 minutes before class or before our group coaching session. As a member of the CAYA Sangha, all of my members get twice weekly group coaching, once weekly practice sessions, deep dive practice sessions into all things mindfulness. It's kind of like the open practice. What do you want to practice today? We can pull any tool out of my toolbox. Plus, you get complete, unadulterated, unfettered access to every single one of my workshops that I do. As a member, all of my members get all access to all of my workshops, even when I upgrade them. So I upgrade my workshops every year, and I charge more every year because I expand my workshops every year. As a member, you just continue to get the access to those workshops. And then you get the private classes to actually ask me, like, okay, let's just walk through this workshop, because my workshops are all self-paced if you want to download them. I know, dog, it's time to go. Okay, guys, dog says it's time to go. I love you guys. If you have any questions about any of that, let me know. Again, if you want to join the CAYA Sangha, subscribe here on TikTok. I will be adding more subscriber features on TikTok. It may be the case, just warning, fair warning, it may be the case that I might turn the lives into subscriber-only classes. I'll still leave a preview and whatnot, but yeah, gotta buy dog food. We gotta buy dog food. Mom's gotta buy dog food. Thank you guys. I love you so much. Have a great. He's a great dog. He's a great dog. Have a great day. I love you guys. Replay on YouTube. Don't forget, okay, if you want it.